If you guys want the most out of your four-wheel drive, I encourage you to consider the following basics. So totally dependent on your current situation and your current build, so to speak, is getting to the healthy habit of lowering your tire pressures. It is the best way, one of the most invaluable tips I can give you. It offers so many valuable things to your four-wheel driving. From when lowering your pressures, it increases your traction. What does that mean? Basically, lowering your tires, it actually increases the footprint of your tire, which is a great way of tackling the tracks. Improves suspension. As you can imagine, your tires are a lot softer, so they don't rebound as fast off-road. And lastly, comfort. We're all after a little bit of comfort, especially on rocky and rough terrain, and suspension and tires go hand in hand, and they are your first line of defense when going off-road. So there's various different ways you can lower your tire pressures. You can do it manually if you so wish, especially for those guys who are doing this for the first time. You can definitely do it manually. There are other products on the market which are, again, inexpensive. You can use these core removal, the valve core removal tools, and basically that helps you release the pressure quite efficiently, quite effectively in an individual tire. And lastly is just basically the product I'm using today, which is called an Indeflate. So you get two different types. You get the twin setup, which is what I've currently got here, or you get the four-way system. So as you can imagine, you're decreasing the pressure on both your tires at exactly the same time. So obviously halves the amount of time that you use to deflate your tires, which is a really, really good system, very simple to use, and it's a very, very good quality. And it same goes hand in hand with the four-way system. With a dual system, you can change the pressures between your front suspension and the rear, as you can imagine, depending on how much weight you're carrying. So all of those things come into factor, but it's a great way of lowering all your tire pressures to a given pressure that you require, and then to get that pressure back up again, if you have a compressor like I have in my vehicle, you can basically just connect up to the Schrader valve on the bottom, and you can basically re-inflate all four tires, or two in my case, at exactly the same time. So you don't have to go around to individual tires and do them again, which is a really, really fun and awesome way to deflate and inflate your tires. Another feature for this product is you can also equalize the pressure between two tires. As long as you connect both wheels up and just let it sit for 2 to 3 minutes, it equalizes the pressure in both tires, and then you can unhook your system, and again you're getting those pressures spot on between both tires, which is a great way. So another important aspect of four-wheel driving, especially for beginners, is get yourself some good recovery gear. You don't have to go out and buy expensive premium stuff. The market is flooded with loads of inexpensive gear that is pretty good, so definitely want to invest in something like a tow strap, tree saver strap, especially to get you out balsamic situations. It is key to that. And following on from that, if you do some research in your local areas and areas that are unknown to you, do some map checks, ask questions, especially to areas that you have no idea, is a great way of avoiding potential hazards. And I see a lot of great questions on the forums and on the groups, be it Facebook or whatever social media platform you find yourself on. Some people are asking really good questions on there, and some really decent responses back on there. So you do get a big mixed bag of responses on there, but if you filter through the nonsense, you do get some good information from good, knowledgeable locals, which is absolutely fundamental to enjoying a nice, decent day out. But again, I just want to reiterate, recovery gear is super important for four-wheel driving. So another good habit to get into as soon as those tires hit the dirt is select four-wheel drive. So there's two different types. You get four high and four low. For those of you who are new to four-wheel driving, four high is basically it engages your front axle, and it's a good all-round system to use. It improves your traction, as you can imagine. It distributes the power between both axles, and it's a great all-rounder. You can carry on traveling as you need to and get up to speed, whereas four low is more designed for your tricky situations such as hill descents, hill climbs, rocky sections. That is basically designed for much lower gear ratios, so you can't travel as fast. As you can imagine, what I encourage you to do is actually drive using both systems, and you can actually see how your truck reacts in both situations. So what you'll find is in a four-wheel drive system, is if you are doing sharp turns and stuff, you will feel that the truck is quite stiff. That's basically that the axles are obviously working. There's a lot of power to those axles. So what you're going to be very careful of is if you engage four-wheel drive and you actually find yourself on a tarmac road, which is a big no-no, get off, get slow down, and then select your four-wheel drive or go back into too high as soon as you can. So in a nutshell, to summarize, is too high is made for tar roads and those easier roads. Four high is basically the same as too high, but it just engages the front axle and you can travel at normal speeds. Just a much better traction over there. That's designed for dirt roads as soon as you're on the dirt. And four low is for much trickier situations that are technical, that require lower gear ratios so you can crawl through situations. Hope you guys liked the video. If you have, please hit that thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Let me know what you think on the basics that we need to think about as four-wheel drivers. And the cameraman is having a good time today, trying to hold the cameraman's camera steady. And if you haven't already done so, if you're new to the channel, please stick around, subscribe. There's loads of different content here. We're all for testing things out and helping you guys make the best possible choices when you go four-wheel driving. So thank you very much for tuning, guys, and we will see you in the next one.